guys, so I'm making a video real quick, another boob video, just to talk about some more of the questions that you guys have asked me. People have been asking me, what was the consultation like? How did you decide you wanted this surgery? Did you have other options other than the specific surgery you got? A bunch of questions, and so I figured better start answering them. So the first step was when I decided I wanted the surgery, I called and made an appointment for a consultation. And basically that's just a consultation is just where you speak with your surgeon and he examines you and you pretty much talk about what you want, your expectations, your options, the risks, and then usually if you decide that you want to proceed with it, you will get your quote, your fee quote that day. Some consultations have sometimes you have to pay like $30 to $70 for a consultation. I didn't. Dr. Weniger was having a special that month, so consultations were free. So my button is undone. So no, I didn't have to, goodness gracious, I didn't have to pay for a consultation. Some people do. But when you go in, you'll first meet their nurse, and she'll ask you, do you have any allergies? Have you had any surgeries in the past? History of heart issues, things like that. And then she'll have you take off your top and bra and put on a robe. And then Dr. Weniger comes in, and or your surgeon will come in. And I was kind of nervous because I haven't really been fondled a lot by anybody, any man but my husband. And so I didn't really know, I don't know. I figured it was kind of going to be awkward. But it wasn't at all. I mean, he wasn't a perv. Like, he didn't come in and was like, honk. I mean, if you have a surgeon or a doctor that comes in and honks your boobs and makes this face, get out and report them. Run for your life. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. So then he'll examine you and basically ask you what you want. What he'd said to me was, you've probably spent tons of time looking in the mirror trying to move your boobs the way you want them to be. Show me what you want. He knows. He knows that we all play with our boobs. He knows. So, showed him, and then one thing he asked me was, you're probably going to end up smaller than a C. And I just want you to know that. And I was like, fine, cool, yes, please. I should have asked him to make him as small as possible, but I didn't at the time. So they'll weigh you. Actually, they didn't weigh you. They just ask you what you weigh. And your height, basically he does try to get like a mental health history from you, sort of, to make sure that you're not crazy or unstable or depressed, or that you have body dysmorphic disorder where you focus on one part of your body or several and you focus in on the flaw or the perceived flaw, and you think that that's all anybody can see. Like, for example, if I had body dysmorphic disorder, my nose is kind of big. If I had body dysmorphic disorder, I'd do my best to hide it, or I'd like contour it with makeup every day, or I probably have 5 or 6 rhinoplasties throughout my life, and I would always hate it no matter what shape it was, no matter what it looked like. When you have body dysmorphic disorder, you hate that part of your body, and you think it makes you look hideous. Those people oftentimes seek repeated plastics or, surgeries, and so your surgeon needs to basically make sure you're not a psycho. So don't be a psycho if you plan on having surgery, because your surgeon won't like that. He got out then his measuring tool, and he did a bunch of measurements and things like that just to find out where he would make incisions and kind of just lay like a plan for the operation itself. Then they'll go over any risks or side effects. A dissatisfaction with size, that's I guess a complication, is some people are very unhappy with the size afterwards and want more surgeries. It's expensive, so you'll have to be able to pay it. Don't go into debt. I don't know why that's on the complications page, but okay. Bleeding, poor healing, poor scarring, poor cosmetic outcome, just like You know, if you don't take care of yourself while you're healing, those can happen. Those bad things can happen. You can end up with really poor healing. You know, once you leave that hospital, it's up to you. It's your job to heal yourself. The surgeon's job to do surgery. It's your job to heal yourself. Asymmetry, when he's got you cut open and things are swollen and there are flaps and stitches and all this stuff, how on earth is he going to know exactly what it's going to look like when it's healed? Now, he's a surgeon, so he can do a really good job of making sure, but there aren't any people in the world with perfectly symmetrical breasts. That's just a fact. Altered nipple sensation. I didn't really have nipple sensation anyway, so I didn't care about that, but I guess some people can have some nerve damage to their nipples because the nipple kind of gets lifted up off the rest of the boob and then put back on after the surgery is done. They don't take it all the way off, but it sort of happens that way. And some nerves might not survive it. I didn't care. Ptosis, poor healing, you know, and then just basic any operations, you know, adverse reaction to anesthesia. No, I mean, there are those basic obvious risks with any surgery. So he went over those with me. I mean, he talked to me about my scoliosis because my shoulders one was lower than the other because my spine was bent. And so when he did the operation, he did that so that I'd still have symmetrical boobs, like even though one shoulder was lower. That way when my shoulders were even, I didn't have unsymmetrical. Well, the thing was, the boobs were what was causing my scoliosis, so after I got the surgery done, I stood upright, but they still look really good. So you basically just talk about all of that, and then you get your quote, which I don't have my pay. Here I do. Yeah, I paid $5,600. It would have been $1,000 more, but military discount. So $5,600. It's more if you decide to have implants. But I didn't want implants because I did not want them bigger. But in my opinion, $5,600 was totally worth it. Pretty good price for surgery, if you ask me. And I was very happy with the consultation afterwards. I scheduled my surgery that day. Not for that day, but I scheduled it that day. And that is the summary of the consultation experience of having plastic surgery. At least my experience. And it was a good one. Talk to you later.